And it is 28 minutes set to 10. So in just a moment, we will be talking about what has been called a very seismic shift in diplomacy this month, seeing Belgium announcing it will recognize Palestinian statehood at the United Nations General Assembly and imposing 12 firm sanctions on Israel, including bans on settlement products and restrictions on state contracts. France and other Western nations are primed to follow suit. This is what we're here signaling a rare fracture in European unity. The catalyst, Gaza, it's on the brink. Since October 2023, more than 63,000 Palestinians have perished, hundreds succumbing to outright starvation, and over 640,000 people, nearly a third of Gaza's population, are expected to face famine by the end of September. This humanitarian catastrophe is testing the moral center of global diplomacy, some observers say, for many African leaders who remain rooted in a legacy of liberation solidarity with Palestine, yet also maintain strategic ties with Israel. The question really looms large as Europe shifts. Where exactly will Africa choose to stand? So this is something that we are going to explore now with political analyst Dr. Mammo Muchie. A very good evening to you, and thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us.
Thank you very much also for focusing on this important problem in the world that we're still awash with wars, conflicts, when we should have been by now completely free from making wars at all in the world.
And I don't know whether it is unfair to ask this question, but just given the prevarication that we've seen not only in Europe but in other countries, and where some have also said the multilateral system is not working in terms of standing in solidarity with Palestine, and some being seen to fall under pressure because of their bilateral ties with the US and Israel. Do you see this move by Belgium as symbolic, or is it really more a genuine turning point that Europe is seeing the moral obligation that it has to speak out?
Yeah, I think what must be acknowledged is that 147 countries in the world recognize that Palestine state should coexist with the state of Israel. So they want a solution where the two states exist and they also cooperate, collaborate, learn how to work together and not fight each other. That is what I think by creating the two states, it actually allows this opportunity, this pathway, so that these two states, the Palestinians and the Israelites, will not fight. The problem we have is from both sides, you have extremists, Hamas from the Palestine side, and also from Israel. Also, you have, I think, some that are very extremists also. So these extremists have influence, and what happens is, who is suffering? The ordinary people, as you just mentioned it. So many innocent children and mothers are dying in Gaza and everywhere, and they're not going to school. Many things like that are happening.
Professor,
we should not be in this situation at all, and this should be what should have prevented from happening ever at all. After so many years, why is it continuing to happen? It's extraordinary that it's this horrible danger is happening.
Professor, let me jump in and ask this question, because you have mentioned that there is intransigence on both sides, and I want to turn to what appears to be a conditionality into the recognition of Palestinian statehood. And Belgium is really saying here that it will formalize recognition of Palestinian statehood, once captives are released and Hamas is removed from governance. So is this something that will encourage the stalemate, or will it weaken the political weight of this recognition?
Yeah, I think the Belgium saying that they will be supporting the formation of a Palestinian state, and not only Belgium, Canada, I heard also Australia, many other countries are also saying that they'll be happy to for a double state to be Israeli state and Palestinian state is very good. I think this idea is very good. The interesting question is now is whether they are consistent. Are these countries that support, are they firm and strong? Will they continue to have this position and influence also the politicians on both sides, both on the Palestinian side and at the same time on the Israeli side, to a point where both of them can make a recommendation and an agreement, and even declare a way that the two-state solution will be the best way, that they must all choose to make peace and security the priority of priorities. That is what I think should be promoted very much. If they don't do that, then it's a problem. Even if there's no point to hurt Israel or hurt Palestine. How do we move away from hurting each other and making them to agree to come to negotiate, do dialogue, and bring a solution that's impactful to remove all kinds of danger and risk for the ordinary people that have been suffering over the last, since this war started, now nearly 2 years now. It's not good. That's what I think my recommendation is.
As we head up to the United Nations General Assembly's leaders will no doubt have to reflect on this. Could it result in a multilateral ripple effect? And could we see, as you've mentioned, there are other European countries who have made murmurings to the same, but would it also put more pressure on the African bloc to be more united? Because often it has been said that while some African countries' posture suggests that they are pro-Palestinian statehood, but economic trade and security ties seems to keep them back from speaking definitively about a two-state solution.
I think the most powerful way by which this war can be resolved is if both agree, and all the international actors also, from our side, from Africa too, from the superpower countries like America, Russia, China, all these countries, and all European countries, all agree a two-state solution. And then they should all make sure that they debate with them, with both parties, and make sure that they develop the right proposal where they both agree, and eventually their own parliaments and their own people also endorse it. If something like that happens and the solution with the two states is done, and then from then on also how to collaborate with each other and not fight, and also how to use resources, how to share, and how to even do trade, and many things like that should be done properly. I think that's what my suggestion is. If the United Nations now, if 147 countries say that the state of there should be two states and Palestine state should be also created, then in this time, in the September meeting they are going to have, the best solution they should bring is to make sure that both Israel and the Palestinians agree, and there is a definite way by which from now on they will not go back to war. Something like that is what should happen. I think we need look at the whole world is going. If we have been going through the First World War, the Second World War, now we're in a difficult time where we have Ukraine, Russia war, and even in Africa, we don't report most of the wars, but we have so many conflicts. Over 35 African countries, they say, have some conflicts, and we now have at least some new approach that has come is from Ibrahim Traore, where he creates a Sahel state, one flag with 3 countries. But again, ECOWAS and others, they don't agree. You see, we don't agree with each other to unite also. This is a big problem. We have also another really important thing that I must tell you. We now are creating, I'm a board member of it, of the Global Forum Space Scholar Meet program, where we are trying to create in the next 20, 60 years, we want in the space in Mars, in Venus orbit, where people, human beings, will live the same type of life as they live on Earth, they will live in the other planets. Now we are saying to everyone, the younger people now, we're training them. We're saying to them, if we go and live, we don't want you to suffer. No war, no conflict, nothing. We want you to create a new pathway, a new way by which you see, we need some new approach completely. This is what we are now suggesting to the young generation.
Okay,
so that all the problems we create on Earth must not be repeated.
I want to move on now the discussion to Africa's diplomatic calculus. The fact that the issue of the Middle East has caused geopolitical tensions. We've seen South Africa taking Israel to court over accusations of genocide. And a lot of African countries who empathize not only with the cause by Hamas to liberate Palestinian people, but also who are speaking out against the encroaching the advancement on Gaza that is happening at the moment. It's done through the liberation movement context. How do you see that framing of what's going on in the Middle East being something that benefits Palestinians who are being killed, and also perhaps preventing those on the other side, including Israel and the United States, from recognizing a genuine call to stop the bombardment?
I think the most important solution, to be honest with you, is not accusing one and supporting another when the two are fighting and on both sides people are dying. When you have a situation like that, who is suffering? The people are suffering. Because the people are suffering, the best solution is to bring a way to stop this war, not to make it continue. And when you have some backing one and opposing another, then what happens is that what often happens is the war continues. When the war continues, the people suffer, no matter what happened. I mean, the International Court of Justice, all the human rights groups and communities are many, but with all their talking, with all their action, or their all regulation, all their support, it didn't stop it. You see, the people are still dying in Gaza, even after the International Human Court has happened. So if this is happening, there's some weakness in all these actions. So to make all these actions to be more effective, I think the best solution is to bring something that is enduring and lasting solution. The lasting solution is to make sure both Israel accepts the creation of the state of Palestine, and Palestine also accepts the creation of Israel. Both of them learn to collaborate, not divide each other by religion, saying why I'm Sunni or Shia Muslim, and saying that you are Judaic and so on. But in the book of Enoch, in the ancient book, you know, believe it, the Judaic, the Muslim, the Christians, whereas they came, the origins are the same, and they have similar ideas. We should not use religion also to fight each other. All right? God is not religion. God is truth. God is love. And all the people must love each other, not hate each other, not kill each other. That's my suggestion to you.
Professor, thank you so much for your time, sharing your thoughts and insights. Professor Mammo Muchie from the Tshwane University of Technology, just speaking to us about the announcement that was made 2 days ago, Belgium announcing that it will consider, in fact, it will recognize Palestinian statehood, but the proviso, of course, being that Hamas releases hostages, and it's also saying it will impose 12 sanctions upon Israel. We're going to leave it there for now. It is exactly 12 minutes to 10.
Nighttime radio, just the way you like it, on Channel Africa, where the night comes alive.